Hi. So the third test at the iconic Sabina Park in Jamaica is over and one witnessed an absolute carnage. West Indies getting dismissed and bundled out for 27 runs in just 14.3 overs in one session yesterday to get bundled out for 27 and lose the test match by a humongous 176 runs. And imagine this margin when you remember that Australia were dismissed for 225 in the first innings and nearly 121 in the second innings, thanks to world class brilliant bowling by Aljari Joseph in the second innings with 5 for 27, Summer Joseph in both the innings with 8 wickets, 4 each in both the innings, and Griffiths in the first innings where he took 3 wickets. So it's such fabulous bowling, such brilliant bowling where they just broke the back of Australian batting in both the innings. They dismissed them for 225 and 121 and yet ended up losing by 176 runs. That shows the kind of pathetic batting they have displayed in the not only in the second innings but across both the innings in the second test throughout the series, and in fact in the last few years, which seriously questions the temperament, technique and application of their batters and puts into question West Indies' ability to really play top class test cricket match against the opponents. Maybe like how Zimbabwe made a conscious decision few years back to take a sabbatical from test cricket because they thought they were not good enough after the migration of some of the great test players because of some reverse racial issues and other things. Maybe it's time for West Indies to do, unless they quickly address this issue, because the next series is some time later. They can address this issue either to inculcate some sort of hunger and pride in their test batters and make them well prepared for the world class bowling they would be facing in the test circuit, or they have to find some alternate batters with better technique, better temperament, hunger for test cricket, and who are ready to hang in, take blows and really show some actually hunger to excel and make their country and themselves proud. So unless they do either of the two things, their test cricket is going to get more and more in trouble and get more embarrassment for them and for their millions of fans who have real character, and one feels sad for them. Now coming to this innings, as you know, Starc was on the brisk of achieving something really memorable because it was his 100th test. He had just taken 1 wicket in the first innings and he was at 396 wickets, needed still 4 wickets, but as we know, he relishes bowling on day-night pitches with pink ball. In the first innings, he could not get a chance because Scott Boland was once again impressive with 3 wickets in the first innings. But in second innings, Starc was never going to make it go without achieving that milestone. So in the very first over, he took 3 wickets to break the back of West Indian batting and to condemn them to a humiliating position and embarrassing position. And then later he came back to take his 5th wicket in the form of Hope, and then took the final wicket to end up with 6 wickets. And just consider his bowling analysis: 7.3 overs, 4 maidens, 9 runs, 6 wickets. You couldn't have asked for any better or a dream or anything better than this in a bowling attack on a 100 test, where he lands up with not only 400 wickets but with such fabulous match winning performance, where now he is standing at 402 wickets of 100 test matches. If you want to see his pedigree and his talent and his performance and his ability and his real achievement, you have to compare with one of the greatest left-arm swing bowlers the world has ever seen, Wasim Akram. And Wasim Akram has taken 414 wickets in 104 test matches. Going by the statistics of Mitchell Starc, one is very confident by the time he reaches 104 tests, he would have more or less matched Wasim Akram or might have gone ahead of him. So when he hangs up his boots, he would have gone past him. It's never fair to compare two legends in a sport, that too from two different eras. But this is just to put in perspective and give some context about what a legendary bowler Mitchell Starc has been, what a legendary servant of cricket he has been for Australia. And just imagine, it is just not one-dimensional cricket or one format of cricket where he is a legend. He has been the top white ball bowler in the world for quite a few number of years in the past. So he could have chosen to just concentrate there and concentrate on the T20 franchise cricket league, where he could have earned millions of dollars with a fraction of effort which he has been putting in the last 12 years for test matches. But it also shows his real passion for cricket, not just T20, not just white ball, but also Test cricket. That means he loves his cricket, he loves to excel, he loves to stretch himself, push himself, and achieve success at every format and win games for his country. And that has been in real display not only yesterday but in the journey of that 12 years while playing Test cricket for his country. Hats up to the legend and hats up to his performances. Now let us go to another bowler called Scott Boland. It is always expected that he would be doing well in MCG because that is the popular opinion that he excels in MCG, he loves to perform. But then he showed yesterday in a slightly spicy pitch, in a slightly juicy conditions, how dangerous, how menacing he could be. He took 3 wickets in the first innings and he took 3 for 2 yesterday, and those 3 wickets were special because they were part of a hat-trick. So he achieved a hat-trick far away from MCG and Australia at the Sabina Park ground, and with 6 wickets he had a fabulous performance and he had a match-winning performance. And just imagine, the poor guy doesn't get to play even 2 to 3 test matches at a stretch because of the presence of the legends like Starc, Cummins and Hazelwood. But whenever he gets a chance, he invariably performs. Ask Indian batters in the BGT, where he was the chief architect of winning them that BGT trophy just barely months back in Australia. Whenever he gets to play against any country in any pitch, he gives his 100% and he fights and he contests and he tries to win matches without ever cribbing or complaining that he's not getting enough test matches. The poor guy could have played 50 to 60 tests at least for any other country if he were born there. But unfortunately for him, he was born in Australia and he was born in a wrong time where Cummins, Hazelwood and Starc have been there performing day in and day out. But yet, he has stood on his own, he has established his credential and he has proven what a great match winner he can be, and he had his contribution in this test to help Australia win the test match by a humongous margin and win the series 3-0 and achieve a whitewash. But while we have been talking a lot about West Indian team's poor application, their lack of hunger and their poor batting, one has to give some credit to their bowlers. What a fabulous bowling attack they have been having and what a fabulous performance they have been showing right through the series, in spite of seeing that their batters have been letting them down and have been disappointing, and that has ensured that statistically they have lost all the 3 tests by huge margins. But yet they have been performing without complaining, without any kind of a question mark or losing their motivation. They have been relentless, they have been tireless, and once again they performed brilliantly to dismiss Australia for 225 in the first innings and just 121 in the second innings, and no batter could play against them with any confidence. And Alzarri Joseph with 5 for 27 in the second innings showed what a great bowler he is on his day, and if he can improve on his consistency, he would be a fantastic bowler and he can create havoc among any opponent batters. And then how can one forget Shamar Joseph? This series would be remembered as his series because he has taken 22 wickets at 14.95 average for West Indies, and he made every batter huff and puff and made every batter look clueless against his bowling. His energy was infectious. He was so tireless, he was so motivated, he had a smile on his face. He never felt demotivated even though he was pushed to bowl and knowing his batters were disappointing, but he kept on performing and not a single batter could play him with confidence from the famous Australian team, world's best team. And he once again showed that his performance and match winning show at Brisbane a few years back was not fluke. He single-handedly won a test match with a broken toe against Australia to achieve a real surprise and miraculous 1-1 draw in a series after a long time in Australia. And this time he performed, though he could not win a test match for his team because cricket is a 11 people's game, and this time Australian bowlers were utilizing the conditions and West Indian batters were abysmal. So yes, he might not have the pleasure of winning test matches for his country, but he has shown he is a superstar and he is a great bowler and he is going to be the future of test cricket bowling in the world, not only for West Indies. So if he stays fit and if he is given the encouragement and he doesn't suffer anything untoward, he will go on to become a really superstar bowler because his bowling performance, his average and his haul of 22 wickets in 3 tests is only has been better only in 1999 by Courtney Walsh. So for last 26 years, it has been the best bowling figure in a 3-match series against Australia by any bowler from West Indies. Superb bowling by Shamar Joseph, a great future. So yes, in Greaves, in Seals, in Aljari Joseph and Shamar Joseph, West Indies have found a really potent 4-pronged seam attack which can really give a run for money to any opponent and can create havoc in any opponent's batting lineup if there is something on the pitch. Now all they have to do is to look at their batting order and try to address the big concern in terms of their application, their skill, their talent, and their and hunger and their pride. And if they can address that issue and bring in wholesome improvement, that will be great. If not, they have to find alternate players who can come in and perform and take West Indies to in their path to the former glory, because they are neutral, the neutral fans all over the world, and their own passionate, great fans deserve that. Till then, we have to wait, unfortunately, hoping for a miracle from a West Indian team in the future. Thank you.